Welcome to today's lesson, and today's lesson we're going to learn about the BSG year 17 decision making. So we are the E company in the simulation, and you can see we are leading the scoreboard, and you have been leading, I guess, from year 12 if I'm not wrong. Let me just go to the scoreboard so that I can check out. So we have been leading from around year 13. I started working from year 12, so from year 13 we've been leading the simulation up to now, which is year 16, and we're going to year 17, and you also want to lead the simulation. So if you need such results in your simulation, or if you're stuck and you need help, we're also offering tutoring services, so you can email us on the email on the description, and we'll be able to help you in your simulation. Thank you. So straight, we shall go through the report. Remember that before you make any decision in this simulation, you need to go through the report so that you can be able to understand it better and be able to come up with the current year decisions. So this is actually the year 16 report, and it's called the comparative competitive efforts, which is a very, very important report that you need to go through before you make your decisions. So first things first, we are talking about the E company, which is our company, and we are comparing ourselves with other teams. So we are comparing ourselves in terms of the pricing, the search engine advertising. Maybe you can compare the SQ rating, the brand advertising too, and maybe you can also check out the market share. So for instance, you can see the EE company, we actually have the highest market share in the internet segment. We also have the highest market share in the wholesale segment. This is actually for the North America market. And in the private label, there's a team beating us, which is this one, and it has 36.3% of the market share. So we have 28.8. So that means that you need to up our game in terms of the private label segment. This is actually for the North American market. You can go to the Europe Africa, where also you can need to compare prices that of others the same. The market share you can be able to check out, and after going through the report keenly, you can now make the decisions. And forgot to mention that under the report you should also compare your decisions, or maybe your report with the industry average, and it should actually be above the industry average in all the aspects. If you're above the industry average, that means that you're actually winning the simulation and you are on the right track. Down here you have the internet segment, the wholesale segment graph, whereby you can be able also to compare your competitors, the people who are close to you, and you know how you're going to make the decision so that maybe you can beat them in the simulation, because in this simulation it's all about ranking and it's all about winning it. So after the comparative competitive efforts, we have the regional competitive efforts, which will show you each and every region. That's for North America, Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific, and the Latin America. And here you can compare the internet segment and the wholesale segment from the beginning of year 10 up to now, which is year 16. And now you can also be able to come up with year 17 decisions. Also, you have the time series competitive efforts, whereby also you can compare your team with that of others, depending on the internet segment, private label, and the wholesale segment. And lastly, you have the company strengths and weaknesses, whereby you can be able to see the weaknesses your company has and also the strength that you have in the simulation before you make the decisions. And you can also be able to compare yourself with other teams. After being done with the reports, we are now ready to make the decisions, and we shall start with the compensation and training department. We have said this before. Actually, under the compensation and training, we are talking about the base wage, incentive pay, fringe benefits, best practice training. You have the supervisory staff, and you have the supervisory compensation. So we shall start with the base wage, and actually the base wage is simply the amount of money that the wages that we are going to pay our workers. So for me, I'll just keep it at 1%, because we are trying to cut down on costs so that you can maximize on profits. And remember that at the moment you're only working with 2 facilities, that's the North America and the Asia Pacific. So the North America are giving it 1%, and the Asia Pacific you're also giving it 1%. For the incentive pay and fringe benefits, I'm not going to offer anything at the moment, because we are not making as much as profit that as I need, so I'm just going to keep it at 0. For the best practice training, we are going to give it 5,500 each, and this is actually the amount that we have set aside for training of our workers, and this 5,500 per worker. And for the supervisory staff, which is the ratio of production workers to supervisors, we're going to give it 40 to 1. That means that 40 workers to 1 supervisor. So for the 2 facilities again. And then for the supervisory compensation, again, I'll just maintain it at 1% each for the 2 facilities. After being done with that, we shall go to the next department, which is the branded production. Under the branded production, we're talking about mainly the amount of product the number of products that we need to produce, and also you can be able to check out our demand. So for instance, for the superior materials, I'll keep it at 40%. This is actually to maintain the quality of the products that you're producing. Remember that it's a shoe selling company, so this is actually to maintain the quality of shoes that we are going to produce in the company. So I'll give it 40 and 40 for the Asia Pacific facility. Number of models, we can give it the maximum. I guess we bought some last year, so this one you can give it around 400. Another 500, let's say around 450. And then the second one you can give it 400. On the other side is the enhanced styling, which will just maintain, but we need to adjust a little bit so that we can update our SQ rating to around 7, so 70. And then this one from 58 to around 64 to around 70, and it will be 7.0 for the SQ rating. This one, I guess I'll just return it to 400. So the total branded production needed for year 17 is 24,500. And the moment you're producing to the maximum, so you're producing 12,000 for the North America and 13,000 for the Asia Pacific, so meaning you're producing 25,000. So we have 500 more products hanging as the surplus. We are actually going to avoid a shortfall. We shall get to that under the distribution warehouse. So we have a surplus of 500 that we shall battle between the warehouses. That's done. So we go to the next department, which is actually the production facilities. But before that, you can see our scoring measures, how they look at the moment. We're actually already winning the simulation because our EPS is at 14.79 and the investor expectation at 6, at 24.8% of the ROE, and the investor expectations are 27, A plus for the credit rating, and investor expectations at A plane, and 100 for the image rating, and the investor expectations 77. Also, you can check out the ending cash. It's at 379,474, which is quite a good ending cash at the moment. And also our net revenues are looking good, and also the net profit. So under production facilities, actually talking about buying more production equipment, or maybe we buying more or additional space, or construction of new additional space. And we shall start with here, whereby you can be able to buy or maybe to purchase production equipment, either new or refurbished, but at the moment you don't have any, so we are not going to purchase any. Down here you have the production improvement options, which you're going also not to use any at the moment, and you also have the construction of additional space, which you have already exhausted all of them, so I'm not going to use any in this. So that's all about the production facilities. Next is the distribution warehouse. And now the distribution warehouse, you're actually talking about distributing products in each and every warehouse, or in each and every facility, rather in each and every warehouse. So you need to supply your products well so that you don't have any shortfall. So you normally check this part. So for the first one, I'll give it around 6,300. Second one, I'll give it around 2,900, and then last one I can give it 2552. Let's see, yeah. And then on the other side I'll try and balance it. So this one I'll give it 3,400. And then this one I can give it something around 4,714. Yeah. So after doing that, you can see that everything is balanced here, and we have actually surplus instead of the shortfall. So each and every warehouse has received products, and also there is no need for us to clear inventory because we don't have a lot of inventory. If you have inventory of above, let's say 100 in each and every, or maybe 200 plus, that means that you can use this part to clear the inventory prior to year 17 operations. That's all under the distribution warehouse, and next is the internet marketing. But before that, shall start with the wholesale marketing. So for the wholesale market, we're talking about our wholesale price, and at the moment you're not going to change any because actually we're still above the the industry average if you check the report. Brand advertising you shall increase a little bit, so this one you can give it around 25,000, and then this one you can give it around 20,000. And then these ones you can just maintain them the same. Mailing rebate, which is the ability of the company to refund products or maybe to refund money back to the customers, we shall maintain it at 5 each for each and every market. Delivery time we shall maintain at 2 weeks, because also our competitors are using 2 weeks, so there is no need for us to use more or less. Retailer support also is above the industry average, so I'm just going to maintain it the same way. Back to the internet marketing. Internet marketing, we're talking about the retail price, and you should know that the retail price should exceed the wholesale price by 40%. That's why you can see you have only 40% change for all of them, and our prices also, they're exiting the wholesale by 40%. Search engine also, we are going to maintain the same, and we are not going to offer any free shipping, because also our competitors are not offering free shipping, so there's no need for us also to use the free shipping option. We are done with the internet and the wholesale. So next is the private label operations. And the private label operations, this is an independent department that we are going to use also to sell products in the simulation. So this one you need to balance the SQ rating, so we can balance this to maybe to 22, so 4.7 each. And on the other side you can see that we have 2,400 pairs, so it's good for us to give it 600 each. On the other side 2,600, 650 each. And also our pricing we shall just maintain the same way, 32.37 and 32.37, and incorporating the projection outcomes for this region into the year 17 projections, yes, for all of them. Next, the celebrity endorsements, and at the moment we have some celebrities running, like this one, and meaning we need to hire more, so this one you can give it around 2,000 and then give it the first priority. This one you can give it 2,600, a little bit more than the other, and then this one you can give it around 2,000 again, priority 3, and this one you can also give it 2,000, priority 4, and last one you can give it 1,400, so 10,000. So spending cap at 10,000. So we're trying to beat celebrities who will be able to market our company. So if we win the bid, that means that will be our celebrities maybe for the next 2 years or 3 years. So that will be quite fair for their spending. Next is the corporate citizenship. Again, we're just going to maintain everything. The use of recycled boxing, yes. Energy efficiency at 100. Charitable contributions, we are not going to offer any, because we are not making a lot of profit that we expect to offer charitable contributions. Ethics and training, yes. Again, improved working conditions for our workers and the institution supplier code of conduct. Lastly, the finance department. The finance department, now that we have extra cash, we're going to repurchase stock. So you can repurchase stock of 300 NC. We still have more, so 1,000, 800, 900, let's say 870, 850, 850. Let's try. Yeah, so 850 will be quite fair for the stock repurchase, because you can see ending cash is still a good positive, so we're going to maintain that way. And after being done with the simulation for the decisions for year 17, you can see that we have actually surpassed all the investor expectation points. 15.82 for the earnings per share, and the investors at 6, and 29.7 for the return on equity, and the investor expectation at 27, A plus, and the investor expectation is A plane, 100, and the investor expectation is 77 for the image rating. And also you can see our ending cash is quite positive. The change from year 16 is negative, because we are using the extra cash to repurchase stock. And the net profit, again, we're also using more of the profit to repurchase stock, and also the net revenue still looks good. So if you need such results in your simulation, email me on the email in the description, and I'll be able to help you win this simulation and get such marks. So thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my video. Thank you so much.